If your Warzone KD is between a 1.2 and a 1.8, maybe even more than that, then this video is for you. I'm going to be giving you guys the sort of above average to fairly pretty decent players some great classes that you can be using towards the end of Season 3 Reloaded, going into Season 4 to give you guys the best advantage for hoping that you've got a bit more accuracy, a bit more movement skill, kind of on top of slide cancelling, all that sort of good stuff. And these are going to be the best classes you can use to get more wins and more kills overall. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a summary of those best classes that I talked about in the intro there. What is going to give you the best chance of getting more kills and more wins once you are above an average skill level in Warzone. If you do want to enjoy today's video and find it useful, then make sure you do drop a like on the video down below. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. We are glad to have you here. We're trying to reach 2k subs, so help me out. Drop a subscribe down below, be much appreciated, and make sure you got notification bells turned on so that you don't miss an upload. Other than that, let's jump into the first class here. So first of all, this is a class that a lot of you guys, if you watch content, you'll have seen people like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tapman, all kind of using the PKM at the moment, and it absolutely shreds. If you've got a decent enough aim, I would say a 1.4 plus-ish KD, or a lower KD with a good aim. If you've been playing a longer time, your KD will probably be lower, but you're still a fairly decent player. This is going to be a gun that's going to benefit you massively. It's got a ton of damage, low recoil once you can control it because it's just got a bit of vertical recoil, horizontal pretty much zero. Decent amount of ability as well for an LMG, which is nice. The reload is kind of long, but if you're pairing it with something like the MP5, like I'll go on to show you guys in just a moment, you've got no worries there because that one is a very quick and agile weapon. So this is going to be like your long-range beam, like your AR-style long-range weapon here. We're going monolithic suppressor, extended barrel, VLK 3 times, forged tack stalker stock, and the underbarrel is the snatch grip. Snatch grip obviously just gives us then recoil control and ADS speed. We're not worrying about movement speed because we've got the MP5 on with this or any other SMG basically, but we'll go over that in just a moment. The Forged Stalker stock just gives us that aim and stability, which is really nice. VLK obviously is the ADS, the little 3 times scope there. Extended barrel for bullet range, bullet velocity and recoil control, very nice. And monolithic suppressor again for sound suppression and damage range. Really good build for this. Laser beam speed once you get used to the accuracy, which is pretty much just vertical like I said at the beginning there. And it's kind of like a really easy one to learn the control for. So if any of you guys that are around that 1.2 to 1.3 range, you're looking to increase that and look for a gun that's going to take out a full squad in one mag easily, if not 2 squads, this is your gun. Really good, really pinpoint accurate once you get used to it. Ton of fun to use. We're then pairing that then with the MP5, a slightly different MP5 build. We've got monolithic suppressor in here instead of the integral. Obviously that's just giving us the sound suppression damage range. F-Tac collapsible stock on the back there for the movement speed and ADS speed. Merc foregrip on the underbarrel there for the recoil and hip fire accuracy. 45 round mag, obviously just for the ammunition. And the stipple grip tape on the back there just to give you some ADS and sprint to fire time. Basically this is just your quick, nimble, good damage secondary that you pair with something like the PKM to make you be able to move faster. So this is going to be the one that you run with. Also, it's going to give you that chance that if people get up close, you can get a ton of kills easily with this weapon as well. Really nice build. Try this one out, guys, if you are pushing for those higher KDs. It's really going to do you well. A ton of fun to use as well. And shout out to Nick Merckx and Tim for showing that class off on stream. And basically, that's where I've nicked it from. And then moving on then to another streamer class. This is one that Tim's been going on about for a while. He actually made a video on it, and I made a video on it yesterday. It's the Mac 10 and the Swiss. If you guys want to see the setup for this, I'll leave a link on the end screen to yesterday's video. Go and watch it there. I spent a ton of time explaining that one, so it'll be quicker than going over it here. But essentially, really good setup. One of the best setups, I think, in Warzone at the moment. We've then got the AKU and the FARA. Now, this is a bit of a different build to what the majority of the kind of the meta at the moment. Even though it's quite an open meta and lots of guns are viable, this is one of the most viable weapons that's come up recently, and it's the AKU. Now, this is really good with sound suppressor, which is the new suppressor. Gives us ADS speed, bullet velocity, and sprint to fire. Really nice. Task Force barrel on the top there for stray speed, bullet velocity, effective damage range. KGB skeletal stock on the back then for ADS, move speed, aim, walking move speed, and sprint to fire time. Spetsnaz grip there just to minimize the recoil control, especially with the Task Force barrel. Brings it back down to a very zeroed level, which is really nice. And then obviously VDV 50 round fast mags there as well, just to give yourself the most ammo. Really nice build. Pair it in with the long range FARA build, which again is something we've seen come through in the last couple of weeks. Once they changed the SUSAT multi-zoom, The low visual recoil on this makes it look like a laser beam. So we're going Groove Suppressor and Liberator Barrel for the damage range, bullet velocity. SUSAT Multi-Zoom for the scope, really nice. You can go for the 3 times or the 4 times if you prefer, but the low visual recoil on the SUSAT makes it really worth running. You've then got the KGB skeletal stock on the back there, obviously for all the same movement speeds and sprint to fire. And then 60 round Spetsnaz mag at the bottom, not the fast mags because we don't want too much ADS reduction, because with the SUSAT it's not that quick. So we're just going for the regular 60, and with it being the long range weapon, we can afford a slightly longer reload time generally when you've got especially something like the AKU with the fast mags paired with it. And that's a really nice class. Recommend that for a 1.4 to 1.5 KD. You do need to be able to hit your shots very, very well, but if you're on, again, the lower end of KDs but you're a better player, just take the KDs as a rough guide. It's nothing conclusive or concrete, it's just a rough guide that's so that when people watch through this video, they've got a kind of estimate of where they sit. But obviously, you know, if you've got good recoil control but a lower KD and you've played for longer, you know that you're going to be able to be fine with any of these classes. If you've got a high KD but you're not that great at recoil control, just use some of the lower recoil guns. You know where you sit, but just as a guideline. Anyway, let's move on to the next class here, which is going to be the CAR and the FFAR. Now, this is a really, really good class, but you do need a decent bit of recoil control for the FFAR. It's one of the best guns in the game at the moment, which has been slept on a ton by a lot of players in Warzone, but it is because it has a little bit more recoil than it used to have, especially, and kind of less versatility than some of the other ARs in the category because of its recoil. But the faster TTK, higher damage, more mobility makes it super, super worth it. So CAR 98 here, it's the same build we always build with this one. That's full top row, monolithic suppressor, Singuard custom 27.6, tac laser, variable zoom scope, FTAC sports combat, super fast, super quick build, really, really nice. Not going to spend too much time on that because I've covered it in pretty much every video where I talk about the CAR. You guys will have guessed it's one of my favourite guns by now. Then pairing it with the FFAR setup. So we're going agency suppressor because we want that extra bullet velocity and damage range with it being our sniper support build. Reinforced heavy barrel because we don't want the recoil from the task force. This still gives us range and bullet velocity, so we stick with that. Field agent grip there to minimise the recoil on the weapon. 50 round fast mags for those extra ammo and quick reloads when you're going to be in those close situations. And finally the serpent wrap for that fast ADS time. It's going to be a really snappy build, great sniper support. You don't need a sight on it, which is really, really nice. It's still laser accurate, and once you get used to the recoil on it, it's going to be one of the best, fastest killing weapons in the game. So definitely try it out if you've been sleeping on it. Again, made a video on this a few days ago. A lot of people said that they didn't really realise it was still good, and it is really still good, and it's probably one of my favourite weapons and go-to classes at the moment, so definitely try it out. That one, I would say probably you want a 1.5 plus KD because of the recoil. Again, if you've got a higher recoil control but lower KD, try it out by all means. Now we're pushing up to kind of what I would say is my favourite class in the entire of Warzone at the moment. This class is absolutely insane. Exactly the same build for the CAR 98 there. I'll show it for you guys on screen for you now. The quick snappy CAR 98 build, which is really, really nice. And then we pair that with the LC10, which is one of my favourite sniper supports, despite the fact it's not an AR, so you think it's got slightly less range. This thing still kills comfortably up to 60, 70 metres, maybe even 70 to 80 metres if you can get your accuracy onto a T, and it makes this gun very, very viable as a sniper support. But not only that, it's got its versatility up close, which makes it a super lethal weapon. We've got the agency suppressor on there for the most damage range and bullet velocity that we can get, paired with the task force barrel for the same reason, but also some strafe speed on there. Field agent grip to negate most of that recoil that we get from the task force, bring it back down to pretty much very, very low zero recoil weapon. Really nice. Stanag 55 round mag on the back there, so we're not getting too much ADS reduction from the mag size, but it's the most mag size you can get on the weapon as well. Really, really nice. And finally, Raider stock on the back there, which just gives us move speed while ADSing and while walking. And you've got your sprint to fire time up on there as well, which is really, really good. Makes the weapon very versatile up close, long range, medium distance. And then you've got your CAR 98, which is an aggressive build, so anything sort of 80 meters plus, you're whipping out the sniper and cracking people, downing people, and then whipping down to this SMG when they get up close. Really, really nice build. Like I said, probably my favorite build in the game, and I would argue that any KD can use this build once you get used to it. So whatever KD you've got, this is a great build for you. We'll just give a shout out here as well to the AMAX. Again, this thing is still performing absolutely amazingly, but you are going to be on that 1.6 to 1.8 KD range really to get the most out of this weapon. If you're on a lower KD range by a little bit, but you've got good accuracy, you're still probably going to want to use it, but you're going to need a lot of game sense, and you're going to need to know where you can mount up, because this thing's got a decent amount of recoil. and now with the TTK lowered from the headshot multiplier only slightly, it is still a very, very fast TTK if you're able to hit your shots, which is why I say for those higher KD players, it's going to be your better option. Monolithic suppressor on there, XRK Zodiac S440 barrel, VLK 3x optic, Commando foregrip, 45 round mag, trusty build that we've always had, but this gun is going to be really, really good if you can maximize those shots that are hitting targets, and you're going to do super well on those higher end of the KDs with this weapon. Finally, to finish off then, again, another one that can be used by pretty much anyone, but those people that are on the 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 end of the KD are going to do exceptionally well with the Krig 6, particularly when it's got a lot less recoil than the AMAX. Yes, it's got a slightly slower TTK by you need an extra couple of bullets on target, but the fact that it's got less recoil overall means you're generally going to be hitting more shots and therefore technically could have a faster KD depending on how many bullets you're going to hit with the AMAX. So it's a way up there in balance depending how good your accuracy and movement and stuff like that is. So just way up in your own head, you know where you are with this, but the Krig 6 is a fantastic weapon at the moment. Agency suppressor, range of barrel, bullet velocity, obviously damage range there as well. Axle 3x for the scope, field agent grip to reduce the recoil to the minimum amount, and the Stanag 60 round to give you the most ammo possible. Really, really nice. As I always say, Summaries Creed looks amazing with the gold accents on there, so definitely try that one out. Paired them with the LC10 build that I gave you guys before, so I won't go over all the attachments there, but it's exactly the same one I paired with it before. Really, really nice for those close to mid-range engagements. Then you've got your mid to long range on the Krig. Fantastic setup. Really going to get you a lot of kills, and again, if you are pushing those 1.7, 1.8 KD ranges, you're going to be able to get a ton of kills very, very easily with this class. One of the best classes, again, in Warzone at the moment. So hopefully this video has helped you guys figure out what classes are good at the moment to be using going into Season 4. Very, very soon, within the next week, these are going to be your leading classes until we see any updates that come with that. So stay tuned to the channel if we do, because I will be giving you guys a full updated list of what the changes are as they are dropped with Season 4. Other than that, I'm going to be covering all the new POIs, all of the different interests that we do get within the new Warzone map, within Cold War multiplayer, within zombies, everything. So make sure you stay tuned with notifications on and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of that. If you did enjoy today's video and find it useful, make sure you drop a like on it down below as well, as that'd be much, much appreciated. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.